7,550 pounds, a one-owner Springdale 285 rear living couples camp and fifth wheel came back to us here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. We sold this to its one and only original owner. They went out, took great care of it from everything I can see. As where it's parked right now, they just came back from a trip from Arizona. So this thing has proven itself a great rig for them, reliable. The only reason it's here is because basically they have a house up in northern Michigan now, a little like resort or sort of like a vacation cottage, and they just effectively didn't need the RV anymore. They said, you know what, a couple times we get the camping bug, we'll come back to you guys at Haylett's. You've always taken care of us. We'll rent one of your little campers, we'll go out for a weekend, and we'll scratch that itch, and then we'll go back to our cottage. So you folks are taking advantage of something here that has been well kept, used, and proven reliable, with a couple little updates and upgrades like Goodyear Endurance radial tires and a full Super Slide awning cover. But first, a quick look at her with the Super Slide closed. Now, this is fairly traveling friendly. To get up to the front bedroom and bathroom, you will kind of have to do the Dukes of Hazzard yeehaw jump over the countertop. That being said, to simply bump the slide out, 4 to 6 inches to give you enough room to do what I call the butt scoop boogie between the countertop and the slide fascia. Not the end of the world. Now, there's a couple things I also wanted to point out here. Wherever the folks use this, it was mostly sun country, so pretty much all the time they had the shades drawn, and that means that the sun really hasn't kissed the interior of this too awful much. A couple windows that you see open, they're actually windows that I opened when I came in here. Another thing, you notice these rear rocking chairs. What's kind of cool here is you don't have to turn this chair to close the slide. But you notice that the folks still did. They still turned the chair. They still use those nylon buckle straps to keep the chairs in place so they weren't bouncing around in transit and smashing up window treatments. The folks that own this, they did it right. They did everything right. And you're going to see that trend continue through the RV, as we continue. But one of the big things I want to focus on is if you do need to stop, you want to get a sandwich, or if you want to pack up the majority of the RV or get to something when the slide is closed, you can see that that is a very simple and easy operation here on this used Springdale. The recurring trend here is used, not abused. Not in any semblance of the word. This has been exceptionally well kept. What's kind of nice here is that taller ceiling you just get in a fifth wheel always organically makes this look and feel larger. It's really not much longer towing than a common rear living room one slide travel trailer. Like, this is basically a fifth wheel floor plan version of the popular Freedom Express 279 RLDS that we have here at Haylett RV. But it feels so much bigger just because it's taller. Now, you've got tons of windows here, but once again, the windows have spent most of their time down so that the interior has not been sun-kissed. And the foil heat reflective things they put on the windows, those things do a remarkable job at keeping the sun out of here. This is a tri-fold sleeper sofa. You can see all the original owner's manuals in that green packet there that we provide for our clients here at Haylett RV, still present and accounted for. The original chairs in the back, they're not wore out, they're not broken down. The people were not rough. They were not hard on this fifth wheel. Again, used, not abused whatsoever, but I really like these recliner side, these are actually swivel rocking chairs. I don't want to mislead anyone. A lot of times the word recliner is used in very interchangeably. I try to be very specific in the words that I use so that I'm very clear and I don't sell things based on misunderstanding. So pardon me if I sound like I'm splitting hairs, but the chair side windows open for some excellent cross breeze and airflow. Now, as we come over here, you have kind of a little bit of a precursor to what I refer to as the Keystone Pantry-tainment Center that is very common among especially things like Montanas and Cougars, especially Cougar RVs. But the TV can swing out and pivot out, so if you want it to face the rear rocking chairs, it very well can. You've got an electric space heating fireplace down here, Bluetooth soundbar between the two fixtures I just mentioned. So this is very streaming media friendly. Now the refrigerator here, it's an odd one. It's 7 cubic feet. You typically run into 6 or 8s. Springdale had this period where they were using 7 cubic refrigerators. with those, the dead giveaway was the different style of handle that you find on the fridge there. Now, it throws some people off when they come to see this camper in person, because they'll walk up to the fridge and the handle wiggles, so they feel like it's going to break. It is, without exaggeration, built that way on purpose. It was purposely engineered that way, because when people tend to open the fridge, they don't tend to grab it and delicately pull it open. People tend to slap the door handle and yank it. So it was made with the play in it. They built the wiggle into it effectively. Now, if you take a look over here in the kitchen, below those big drawers, you can see that there's like a panel opened up. That's because this RV is winterized. So that's where the water heater is and the pump and everything to get that winterized. So don't, freak out about that. But take note of the fact you've got those big cabinet spaces under that large sink right there. Excellent counter space, a pair of big drawers. Now we've got a basically floor-to-ceiling pantry over on the right-hand side next to the fridge with a huge chunk of additional overhead capacity. For a more smaller, a more modest, you would say, couples camping rear living room with only one slide, they really did a knockout job of packing it full of storage space there. Now, our table is fully free-floating, and what I like about that is it also has an elliptical base. So if you want to fold it down like a coffee table, you can. You can put it in front of the rocking chairs, in front of the sofa. You also see that you have doors on the ends of those benches to be able to get to all that storage easily. Now, if you're a little bit bigger, like me, you've got a little bit smaller wife and kid like me, you can kind of cheat the table over toward them a couple inches. It can give me some extra midsection room that I got to get back on working that thing off. New Year's resolution, baby. A couple years ago, I lost 50 pounds, and over time here, I put about 49 of it back on. Of course, it took me about 4 or 5 years to do it. So, well, I know how to do it. We'll get the weight back off of here. But enough about me. Moving upstairs, we've got a private bathroom right here. And what I like about this is it is nice, open, spacious. You also see that there's no floor vents like right in front of the shower or anything like that. Porcelain corner foot flush stool. Now, it seems a little arbitrarily dark in here currently because, again, to keep the Arizona sunshine out, they would put the reflective covering up inside the skylight. But I did want to fully step in here so you can see that you actually have about a 6.5 foot tall floor-to-ceiling linen cabinet in here. So you don't have to do that nudist camp streak out of the bathroom if you happen to forget a towel or something like that. Now, the front bedroom, obviously, very private. And it's a simple bedroom. This RV is built where you're buying the living room and you're getting a smaller bedroom. Now, this is a single air conditioner unit, but it is set with 50 amp service and it is wired to add a second air conditioner, and we can do that for you here at Haylett RV. So if that is your interest, a second air conditioner and more cooling power, that's something that we can help you with. Although here in the Midwest, this one RV, considering it's only one slide and it's not like triple slide, there's not as much cubic foot of space to cool down. It'll keep up just fine. Something I do like, the dual drawers and a full hanging cabinet on both sides of the bed. You might also notice up there by the headboard area, there are power outlets built right into those side cabinets. And that seems like an odd location, but in practice, it actually works very well for phones. You can have a phone charger plugged in, and you actually just slide your phone down in front of the mattress. And then when you're ready to retrieve it, you just pull it right out. It sounds weird, but it works very well. Now, the bedroom here is set for a bedroom TV, although you will find virgin walls in this camper. It looks like nobody ever actually mounted one up here. So you're not, it's fine if somebody mounts a TV in a camper's bedroom. Sometimes they might not get it right. And now it's just not an issue because no one ever did it right, wrong, or otherwise. Now, other than a little bit of frost on that skin, just considering the time of year it is, you're not seeing snow on the ground right now. But it is only about 20 degrees currently, and I know other areas of the country get colder, but it's cold enough for my taste. So you'll see a little bit of frost on the decals. It's not peeling or fading or anything like that. I think that's especially important to mention because I did use the phrase Arizona earlier in relation to this RV, where the folks had most recently come from, and that is what I call sun country. So when someone comes from sun country camping, and you take a look at the decals, I like to point out the fact that, again, other than a little bit of frosty nature on this, they are in excellent shape. I don't see peeling, I don't see fading, and what that tells me is that they applied proper, cleansers and UV inhibitors to this so that it not only looked good when it was new, but it stayed looking good. You can see the big Super Slide awning cover up there. That's doing a couple things for you. The obvious thing most people consider is it's reducing care and upkeep required. The thing a lot of people don't consider, though, is how it helps you in terms of your summertime heating and cooling, or rather keeping the heat out and the cooling in. Think about it this way, guys. Why on a sunny day do you sit under the awning? Because it's shaded and it's cooler. So why would you think that the slide awning over that slide out's doing anything different? It is helping cool the top of that slide out by just keeping direct heat sun from beating down on it. Now, that's also obviously helping, protect the top of the slide out from weathering, to protect the top of those seals, which can help prevent leaks long term. We've got power front leveling jacks here doing all the heavy lifting for us. This does have an enclosed heated belly. It does have a nice pass-through storage. At the time of this filming, the folks still have a bunch of stuff in there, though, so I can't really show you much. If I get a chance later, I'll circle back and add a little update note on that. I do want to point out, though, that they did, or not they did, but Springdale put a black tank flush on here to make cleaning out your tanks simple and easy. And check out this monster, like sewer hose storage tube, basically, that they put on here. That is something that the previous owners put on. And anytime you can keep your black tank stuff away from your freshwater stuff and camping stuff, it's always good news. Now, the windows are UV tinted, although there's been very little sunlight ever through here, because if I get close enough, you can see how they have some of those bubble wrap foily things over the windows. That is just to keep that Arizona sunshine from scorching you to death when you're in there. I do want to point out, though, this is a rear living model, as you remember while we were inside. You can see how on your chair side or seat side windows in the back, you do have extra large cross breeze windows. Now, the folks put a little bolt-on bumper bracket back here so they could put a couple little bikes on a rack to take with them. The spare tire doesn't look like it's ever touched the ground. You've got oversized downspouts on here, and that will really help reduce your total black streaks, because it keeps the water flushed further away from the RV. Now, this has got a pretty generous power awning on it. It is also easy tilt, has LED lighting below, and it has speakers built into the awning head, so that when you open that up, the awning is going to, with the speakers built into it, will point sound down at your campsite. Now, this right here is an exceptionally rare feature in fifth wheel RVs, traditionally reserved for something you only normally find on ultralights, and that is a set of wide stance stability axles. I'm not really aware of another brand of fifth wheel that ever did that. It's a very uncommon feature, but it really helps with the towing and going aspects of this. The idea behind this is that having your axles spread a little bit further apart, it helps reduce the amount of sway, wiggle, and bounce that you experience in transit. So what that translates into is just a smoother, easier, better ride on the highway. It's a very low dollar, effective way to accomplish those things. Now, if you choose to, you can actually remove the TV inside and mount it out here. That's what that funny little bracket is in the middle of the frame right now with your TV hookups below. You also have your outside shower over here on the campsite, which seems odd, but if you look at how the RV is built interior-wise, it's the most logical place to put a water fixture. And frankly, having that on the campsite of the camper is really handy, because it allows you to do some nice little campsite cleanup things. Like my kiddo, man, she loves the bubble machine. I can wear her out just letting that automatic bubble machine go, but it leaves this nasty soapy mess all over the campsite. So quick little hose down, both of the kid and the campsite, and then you can send them inside. 100 different uses for that. I don't care if you're cleaning fish or anything, really. So, short of that, guys, I mean, I can't really see anything on this that's significantly concerning at all. This is how a used camper is supposed to look. Very well maintained. We do hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything in between. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.